Hello, friends and current owners of 2010 to 2012 Ford Fusion. If you are struggling trying to change the lower control arm ball joints, I've been fighting with it for about an hour and a half, and I found a way I want to share with you all, everybody online. If you can find a 2x4 and you jam it up out there on the top of the upper control arm, okay? You get down under the car. Sorry about the movement. This is one of the ball joints that I just removed, okay? This is the other ball joint on its way out. Let me get a light. Again, sorry about all the movement. I'm new at doing this stuff. You can see there, the ball joint starting to separate. What I did, I took a socket. This one happens to be an old beat up, I think it's a 5/8 deep well socket, or a 3/4 will work also. And you position the socket right at the this piece right here, I forgot the name of it. The sleeve, right on the bottom of the sleeve. And you position your floor jack. If you have a hefty floor jack, even better, okay? And just put pressure on the floor jack. Be careful not to pick up the car, okay? And as you put pressure on the sleeve, not the ball joint itself, the sleeve, okay? Take your handy hammer. Make sure it's a hefty hammer. I forgot how many ounces this one is, but it's a pretty hefty one, okay? And just pound away on the knuckle assembly. So you can see the sleeve is coming up. The sleeve is coming up with the ball joint. There. The sleeve and the ball joint are out. All you have to do now is remove the rest of the assembly from the cross member. The forward ball joint gets separated in here. And this other one, you have to remove this cross member. Nothing to it. Just take these 3 bolts out. Take these 3 bolts out. The cross member comes down a little bit, and just disconnect it from the inside, and boom, your lower control arms are out. All you have to do now is use a pitman arm to separate the sleeve from the ball joint. I will do that in a second. Okay, I'm back. I remove the forward lower control arm with the ball joint, and as you can see, the sleeve still attached. The sleeve has to come out. You have to place it on the knuckle assembly before you put the new ball joint assembly and control arm back in the car. Okay, so I have a 3/4 socket with an adapter, okay? And if you have an impact, use the impact. If you don't, just mount it on a workbench and use your big ratchet, because you have to put a lot of torque to remove it. I'm gonna try the impact. Let's see if the impact works. And last time I did it, I have to hold it with my foot to keep it from spinning around. I'll try to show you. Oh, the other way. Got my Iower here. Got it. Pitman arm, it will pull the sleeve out. We'll pull the sleeve out. You need the sleeve. You need to put it back on the knuckle assembly in order to install the lower control arm and ball joint back. The ball joint itself is not that bad because it's been 230,000 miles on this car, but if you can see the bushing back here, it started to break. And every time you take a bump, turn the wheel, you hear the loud clunk. It's driving you crazy. You think it's the strut assembly, and guess what? It's not. It's this stupid bushings they put on these control arms. Well, I didn't mean to make a whole video about replacing the bushings. I just wanted to show you guys an easier way to remove these ball joint assemblies from these cars, because they are a pain to remove. The last one took me about 3 hours to get out, and I didn't do this method that I use with the floor jack. The floor jack and an old beat up socket makes it a lot easier to do. And somebody's gonna say, well, why don't you use a ball joint remover tool? The problem is that the ball joint remover tool sits on top of the bushing, and as you're trying to put pressure on the bottom of it, it's not gonna go anywhere because you're holding it on top. So you have to use something on the bottom and nothing on top. Anyway, that's what I wanted to show. Thank you very much. Hope it's easier for you guys when you have to do this. Thank you.